Yeah. Okay. A few international news is done. Let's go to national news. We could talk about the Collins County DA, Greg Willis, announcing the murder one indictment on Karmelo Anthony for the murder of Austin Metcalf. You might remember, kids, that Austin Metcalf was on the bleachers at a high school sporting event, watching, cheering on the participants. And they had an area of the bleachers where they had a little 4-pole tent set up over their area to keep the sun off of them. I guess if you're part of a group and you want your group to be shaded from the sun, you bring some things. Like if you're at the beach, you bring a beach umbrella for the sun. And that's what Austin Metcalf and his group had done. And all of a sudden here, this Karmelo Anthony comes over to that area of the bleachers and sits down underneath the umbrella. He is then told that this is these spots, these open seats under the tent, actually, is for that group of people. You're not part of this group. Can you please leave? At which point, Karmelo Anthony pulled a knife out and stabbed Austin Metcalf to death. There have been many, many versions of what happened since then. Austin Metcalf and his fellow white supremacist buddies dropped N-bombs and beat this Karmelo Anthony when he dared come over. And that's, the story that's running in some circles, mostly the black community circles. The family of Karmelo Anthony and that dimwit lawyer representative they have that we've seen a few press conferences of, that's their story. That, hey, our poor son is the victim here. He's the one that came over and was threatened and beaten, and he needed to stab a motherfucker to save his life. It was pure self-defense. And so that's kind of the way it's gone over the course of the subsequent months since this happened. Well, it seems there was a video. We didn't get to see that. The grand jury got to see it. And the video shows there was not a bit, not a hint of any type of altercation. That this kid came over, this Karmelo Anthony came over and stabbed Austin Metcalf to death with no provocation whatsoever. Meanwhile, Karmelo Anthony was allowed to be free on bail, $500,000 bail, lowered from $1 million, I believe. There are people that have done a lot less than murder that are in jail, refused bail, or bail so high that they can't get out. This guy, did they lower the bail of, what was his name? Pearl? Was it Pearl? David? Who was the guy in the subway?
Daniel Penny, I think.
Daniel Penny. I always think Daniel Pearl, but he was the guy that got his head cut off in the Middle East. Yes, Penny. Did they lower his bail? No, I don't think so. What about, what's his name there with the gun there and shot the pedophile and took his arm off? Yeah. Did they lower his bail? No. Zimmerman? Did they lower his bail? No. But they lowered this fucking guy's bail because the liars in the black community and in this Karmelo Anthony's family said that it was self-defense. And everyone went, oh, well, we got to treat him nice. He's black and they say self-defense. We better do that because they're afraid of the mob. The lawmakers, the police, the politicians, the judges, the DAs, they're petrified of the black mob that would come after them if they said, yeah, no, keep it at $1 million. this guy is a murderer and we're keeping him in jail. Oh, and then the black community goes bullshit, and it's pure mob rules threats that they use. But that can only go so far. So we have the DA of Collins County, Greg Willis, and this was his announcement today that there has indeed been an indictment on Karmelo Anthony, and let's see what it is.
Earlier this spring, our community was shaken by what happened at a school track meet in Frisco. The violent loss of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf. For weeks now, my team has been presenting evidence to the grand jury, and today I summarized that evidence, and I asked the grand jury to return a first-degree murder indictment against Karmelo Anthony, which they did. With this indictment, the case now moves formally into the court system. From this point forward, we'll continue doing our job both fully and fairly to pursue justice under the law. As for the scheduling of the trial, that will be up to the court. But when the time comes, we will be ready. Now, we know that this case has struck a deep nerve here in Collin County and beyond. And that's understandable. When something like this happens at a school event, it shakes people to the core.
It's not the school.
Let's remember that the justice system.
It's not like has gotten a lot of people shaken up and this and that because it's a school event. What? That's why? Is that what this guy's trying to say? Hey, we understand. Locally and even further, this case has gotten people, really ramped up because, it was a school event. No, it's the black-white thing, fucker. You know this. This guy's not stupid. He knows. It's a black-white issue. That's why it's so volatile. And that's why you motherfuckers have to tiptoe around. Because a black guy is now indicted for the murder of a white guy. And all hell is going to break loose if this black guy isn't treated with kid gloves and they don't want due process. They don't want justice. They want special treatment. They want this kid to be released tomorrow. You will see. They will protest this case. There will be people outside. They will have signs that say free Karmelo Anthony, justice for Karmelo. Meanwhile, the Austin Metcalf is the dead one. Where's his justice? But that's what's happening, Greg Willis. It's not because it's a school event. This is a racially charged case, and you're right in the middle of it, and you better suck it up and realize what it is and act accordingly, which doesn't mean backing down or walking on eggshells. You get up there and you present a fucking case against this murderer. And if anybody tries to give you any guff because they're playing the race card, tell them to go fuck off. That's what you do. Now, let's hear the rest of this guy, that it's a school because it happened at school.
The system works best when it moves with steadiness and principle. That's what we're committed to, and that's what this case deserves. We're also mindful of Austin's family and everyone who loved him. Please keep them in your thoughts, and if you're willing, your prayers as well. Finally, let's remember that a defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law.
Take that fucking part. Throw it out the goddamn window. That innocent till proven guilty shit. Fuck that. Fuck that. I was run through the system once. There was no presumption of my innocence. None whatsoever. Nothing that transpired between the evening, the morning I was arrested, up until the last part of the judicial process that this involved. None of it presumed me innocent. Not one thing. I had to sit in a cell. I was released on my own recognizance, which many actual criminals are. So that wasn't a presumption of innocence. It was a presumption that you're going to come back. Like that was just them saying, oh, we could trust this guy to come back. It's not like he's innocent. Let's let him go. his record, who he is, what it is. That leads us to believe we don't have to secure his return with a cash bond. So don't say that that's a presumption of innocence. And then everything else that transpired. If I'm innocent, why did I have to unload every gun that I had and bring it to the police department? Why did I have to do that? I'm innocent till proven guilty. An innocent American is entitled to his Second Amendment right. But mine was taken away. I had to give under penalty of arrest. I had to give my guns over to the government. Does that sound like a presumption of innocence? And then I had to go into court and have a prosecutor tell me what horrible crimes I committed. I didn't commit those crimes. My lawyer can refute them, but I'm still going to be treated as if I did commit those crimes until proven otherwise. So the innocent till proven guilty thing, it's fucking nonsense. It's just nonsense. Anyway, so he's indicted. They'll come up with a trial date. I can't wait to hear the comments from the family and that retard representative attorney they have that plays the race card. The race card now, they were playing the race card as it was, but the race card now is in full effect. You will see this. You see how white that guy, fucking the county DA, Greg Willis, the guy looked like a Klansman. That's what they'll say because he's white. He's a white guy. So it'll be like, the white DA. But we'll see. We'll see if justice does prevail. And then the jury selection. Obviously, they're going to try to stack the jury with as many blacks or white women liberals, but mostly blacks, as they can, because they want to use race to get this guy exonerated. Is that a good thing? That a race component is in there? Because even the lawyers and the judge and everybody knows that a black jury will vote differently than a white jury. Well, why? Aren't we all the same? Isn't it a jury of my peers? So shouldn't a black jury and a white jury presented with the exact same evidence, shouldn't they give the same verdict on average, let's say? But they don't, and everyone knows this. Why? Dare I say that the thought process is different? That justice for one group is not for another? Well, then how is it justice? We'll see. It's all bullshit. The entire legal system, I mean, obviously we have to have it, and it has to be held up as this amazing thing. The American judicial system, it's the crown jewel of judicial systems around the world. And that's how it's looked upon. But when you have to be in it and you slip underneath into the fucking circus tent that is the American judicial system and realize how unjust it is, and the cronyism and corruption and money and lying, it's an assembly line. I mean, in a way, I can't blame the institution of our judicial system because it's completely overwhelmed and they have to run it like an assembly line. You'd like to think every case has the same attention given to it as a case you would watch on television. It never happens that way. Court cases, you see the court cases that happen like that. They're the high profile ones. And there's an attention to detail. And the lawyers know that they got to do a little showbiz. But the average Joe that gets run through the system, it's frightening because it's so discombobulated. It's so ramshackle. Can I find another archaic term? Whatever. It's just not what we imagine it to be before we have to be run through it. And when you run through it, you look around and go, oh, and everyone just goes, oh, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. Not because I'm guilty, not because my lawyer isn't good or whatever, but because the system itself is so fucked up that you just can't imagine any good is going to come through going through the system. So it is frightening. So don't let anyone fool you. It's not the crown jewel of judicial systems. It's just an assembly line, a conveyor belt on high. Is running through like Lucy trying to wrap those chocolates, those black fucking chocolates that Lucy was trying to wrap up. That's exactly what the judicial system is. Sometimes you can't wrap them up that fast. They get away without a wrapping on them. I swear. Yeah, crazy.